be gay in Hollywood you never expected. They be having these big mansion parties, and the mansion party, the whole mansion is a party, and then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited in a mother to be at the mansion party. You be looking at all the goddamn rooms, and you around and look in the wrong room. And
I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation.
Yo, welcome back, because Katt Williams just kicked the door wide open again, and this time he's not playing at all. After warning people for years about Diddy's late-night party scene, Katt is now saying it wasn't just Diddy, he's pointing straight at Will Smith, and the energy is tense. According to Katt, there were secret freak-off rooms, powerful rappers moving strange behind closed doors, and now certain names are finally bubbling up to the surface. The first name that keeps coming up is August Alsina. Back in the mid-2000s, August wasn't just an R&B artist trying to blow up. He was battling serious health struggles, constant pain, and heavy pressure from the music industry. During that time, he crossed paths with Jada Pinkett Smith, publicly through family connections, and Jada stepped in as someone offering guidance, healing vibes, and emotional support. But according to August, what started as mentorship didn't stay there. He later said it crossed into a full-on relationship, one he claimed Will Smith knew about and even approved. August explained it himself, saying, "I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership that they've spoken on several times, and it, not involving romanticism." And once those words dropped, the internet never looked at this situation the same again. That detail alone split the internet straight down the middle. Some people looked at it and said it was just two grown adults making unconventional choices. But others felt something way different. That August was being pulled into a family situation way bigger than him, almost like a chess piece in a marriage that was already under serious pressure. A lot of people walked away feeling like August didn't come out healed at all. Instead, they felt he looked emotionally drained, mentally worn down, and completely exposed by the situation. The energy wasn't growth. It was damage, confusion, and pain written all over him. Fast forward a bit, and August's name starts circling around Sean Combs, also known as P. Diddy. By 2018, August was visibly close to that inner circle. Industry events, private hangouts, elite access. On the surface, it looked like smart career networking. But underneath, the street talk got darker. People started questioning whether this was ever really about music, or if August was being pulled deeper into a system that chews people up and spits them out once they've served their purpose. That's when the long-running rumors around Will Smith resurfaced hard. Word on the street was that Will allegedly introduced August to Diddy, and suddenly old conversations came flooding back. To be real, none of this was brand new.
Due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership that they've spoken on several times, and it, not involving romanticism.
For years, people online had speculated about Will's private life, his personal boundaries, and what might really be happening behind that polished, picture-perfect image. Things really escalated when Will's former assistant, Brother Bilal, came forward with explosive claims. He alleged that Will had secret relationships with men and described him as DL, which sent social media into a frenzy. The claims spread fast, and the pressure turned up immediately. Will shut it down fast, publicly denying everything and calling the accusations false. Jada backed him up just as loudly and even spoke about possible legal action. But then something unexpected happened. Brother Bilal didn't fold, he doubled down. Instead of backing off, he dared them to sue, claiming that if a lawsuit came, he would bring receipts, evidence, and proof, saying, "If they sue me, I'll show everything." And that challenge only made the situation even louder. I don't know how it looks to you, but most people who are bluffing don't stand that firm, especially when legal action is being thrown around like that. And what made it even stranger was what happened next. After those statements dropped, Jada went completely silent. No response, no follow-up, no clapback, nothing. Nearly 2 full years passed, and still, no lawsuit, no court move, no public resolution. Then more recently, on January 3rd, 2026, Brother Bilal reappeared on Tasha K's podcast repeating the same claims. He reminded everyone again that nobody had taken him to court. Same story, same energy, same confidence. Around that same time, stories about Will allegedly attending Diddy's ultra-private parties started resurfacing again. These were described as gatherings where phones were reportedly taken at the door, cameras were banned, and nothing was supposed to leave the room. Total secrecy, full control, no paper trail. That's when people started replaying old comments from Katt Williams, who once said, "If you play the Hollywood game right, doors fly open. But if you don't, it turns into a nightmare." Will stayed mostly quiet during Diddy's growing scandals, until the legal pressure became impossible to ignore. After the RICO charges, the energy shifted fast. Will seemed to disappear from the conversation almost overnight, except for a brief denial during a stand-up show in San Diego. And that stood in sharp contrast to older clips circulating online where he was seen publicly calling Diddy "my brother." And once again, people started asking questions. Meanwhile, August's life appeared to unravel between 2020 and 2022, and it played out like a slow-motion collapse right in front of everyone. Emotional interviews, long stretches of silence, and visible mental health struggles painted a heavy picture. His conversation with Angela Yee shook the culture when he openly confirmed the relationship with Jada and described the deep emotional toll it took on him. That moment led straight into Red Table Talk, where Jada introduced the now infamous word entanglement to the world. The explanation centered on personal growth, healing, and self-discovery. But in the court of public opinion, August was left looking like collateral damage. People close to him described him as devastated, emotionally wrecked, and struggling to find solid ground again after the situation. That's when the narrative took a darker turn. Some began saying August wasn't just involved, he was used. Allegedly kept close during Will's public storms as a distraction. Not love, not healing, but strategy. Insiders claimed August was pressured to stay quiet, to play his role, and not rock the boat. Less romance, more containment. And for years, names like Jaguar Wright and Orlando Brown had been hinting at this exact kind of dynamic long before the wider public started connecting the dots. They all started talking about the same pattern: manipulation dressed up as mentorship, power disguised as help, and young artists allegedly being broken behind closed doors while the public sees smiles and success. Whether people believe these claims or not, the stories overlap in uncomfortable ways. More questions popped up when Joyner Lucas publicly joked about the extreme security at Will's house. On the surface, it sounded light and playful, but fans didn't miss the subtext. They started asking, why does someone need that level of protection at private events? Is it just celebrity paranoia? Or is it about making sure certain things never leak out? Then another name circled back into the spotlight: Brescia Gray, once a rising star from Empire. His downfall was fast and very public. Arrests, mental health struggles, and a complete career collapse shocked fans. According to resurfaced claims from Brother Bilal and Jaguar Wright, Brescia was allegedly pulled into the same powerful circles too early and broken by forces way bigger than him. And once again, people started noticing the pattern. After that, lawsuits started piling up, packed with accusations of sabotage, psychological harm, and exploitation. Brother Bilal even claimed that Brescia broke down during private conversations, describing him as emotionally shattered. He alleged that Brescia felt taken advantage of by powerful figures, allegedly including Will and Diddy, claims that immediately sparked backlash and heated debate. Then attention shifted again, and people online began asking uncomfortable questions about Jaden Smith himself. Rumors and accusations started floating across social media about early exposure to adult environments. Nothing proven, nothing confirmed. Will denied everything, flat out. But the internet wasn't convinced, not with the pattern stacking up, not with how many young men connected to that circle seemed to spiral over time. From there, the trail led back to Usher. This part is public record. Usher lived with Diddy as a teenager. Old interviews resurfaced where Usher described that environment as curious. Later, he made another statement that hit different, saying he would never allow his own children to experience what he went through. Back then, it sounded vague. Now, it sounds heavy, almost like regret. And that's when the spotlight swings to Justin Bieber. Justin was very young when he first entered Diddy's orbit, and old clips started resurfacing fast. In those videos, Diddy is seen joking about spending 48 hours with Justin, even saying that what happened during that time couldn't be discussed. Back then, people laughed it off and treated it like industry humor. But today, with everything else being talked about, secret parties, closed-door culture, and strict privacy, that footage hits way different, especially when people look at Justin's adult life. The public breakdowns, the isolation, the emotional interviews about betrayal, and his decision to cut ties with people from his early career all started to feel connected in the public eye.
My God.
What you talking about?
What?
So, but Philly's a very dangerous place, always been a very dangerous place.
Later on, when Justin spoke openly about wanting to protect younger artists, even reaching out publicly to Billie Eilish to offer guidance and support, fans really started connecting the dots. It didn't sound random. It sounded like someone who had seen things firsthand and didn't want others walking into the same situations. And that realization left a lot of people uneasy. At this point, people weren't just reacting anymore. They were connecting dots. Not because of one story or one clip or one person, but because the same themes kept repeating. Power, silence, protection, and young talent caught in systems they didn't fully control. Online, fans started lining up timelines, resurfacing interviews, and replaying old jokes that suddenly didn't sound funny at all. What once passed as industry humor now felt like coded language. And every time someone spoke out, the response followed the same pattern: deny, downplay, then disappear from the conversation. What really shook people was how often silence followed confidence. Claims would be made boldly, then nothing would happen. No lawsuits, no public reckoning. Just time passing and attention moving on. That's when the conversation shifted again. People stopped asking who was guilty and started asking why the system itself keeps producing the same outcomes. Because when different voices from different places tell similar stories, the issue stops looking random. And that's the part that has everyone watching way closer now. By now, the conversation had moved beyond individual names and straight into the heart of the industry itself. People started asking why so many stories follow the same script. Young talent gets access, mentors promise guidance, doors open fast, and then everything falls apart in silence. Former insiders, podcasters, and commentators began speaking more openly, saying this isn't rare, it's normalized. A culture where loyalty is rewarded, questions are punished, and silence is treated like currency. Break the code, and suddenly opportunities dry up. What really set social media off was the idea that PR, power, and protection matter more than truth. When scandals hit, the machine doesn't panic, it redirects. New headlines, new distractions, same playbook, and that's why people aren't letting this go. Not because they have proof, but because the patterns keep repeating. Different faces, same outcomes. Until there's real transparency, the questions won't stop, and neither will the pressure. The industry may want everyone to move on, but this time, the public isn't looking away. So when you step back and really look at the full picture, it stops feeling like an isolated situation. It starts looking like a pattern. Young talent gets brought close, offered mentorship, welcomed into powerful circles, and then left dealing with the fallout once the doors close. Meanwhile, the powerful stay protected. Will Smith's silence, Diddy's long history, resurfacing voices, and repeated public breakdowns all stack on top of each other. We're not saying everything is confirmed, but the streets aren't talking for no reason. Too many overlapping stories, too many similar outcomes, too many people unraveling after touching the same circles. And with more names resurfacing and more voices getting louder, this story feels far from finished. Something about it just doesn't sit right, and people are paying attention now more than ever. So let me know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this made you think, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this with someone who needs to see it, and stay locked in, because this conversation is only getting louder.